you remember, if you know the function is continuous where you're checking, and we'll study continuity next, but for some of the functions we already know that, then just plugging in where you're finding the limit, and if it gives you a value, that's the limit. So for example, if I'm trying to say, okay, limit x goes to pi over 2, sine x is what? Right? Sine function is like this, right? Continuous. This is where pi over 2 is, right? So you can try plugging pi over 2. So what's sine pi over 2? What is sine pi over 2? This one, right? So now we got a value, and you can see this, this is a continuous graph. So that plugging in gives you the limit. Pretty straightforward, right?
Mhm.
But we may have other expressions, something like, so we don't know how that looks. So this graph is not helping us. We also, if we plug in, right, we get sine 0 is 0 over sine 2 times 0 again, sine 0 is 0. What is this form? Indeterminate, right? You don't know what it is. 0 over 0, whether it will give you a limit or it won't give you a limit, we cannot tell. So in this case, previously when we were working with rational functions, polynomial over polynomial, we were trying to factor out or multiply with conjugate, both numerator, denominator, and then see if we can cancel something out, right? Here, what can we do? Can we do anything to change this form the way it is written, hoping that something would cancel out? Can I replace sine x with anything or sine 2x with anything? So we can say this is equal to sine x over sine of 2x means equal to 2 sine x cosine x. That's the trig identity. Sine 2 theta is 2 sine theta cosine theta. And now what happens? Now this can cancel out. And now if I plug in 0, this is 1 over 2 cosine 0. And what's cosine 0? So cosine 0 is 1. So this is 1 over 2. Now we got a limit, right? So what we are doing here is, if we got an indeterminate form after plugging in, then we try to use a trig identity to change one of the expressions or maybe both, numerator and denominator, and see if something gets canceled out, and then it is no longer indeterminate, then that gives you the limit.